Welcome back to Coin Collecting Treasures, your go-to channel for everything numismatic. Today, we're diving deep into the world of a true American classic, the Lincoln Memorial Penny, minted from 1980 to 2007. And in this episode, we're focusing on the Lincoln Memorial Penny, an iconic coin that has been a staple in American currency for decades. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse, making it the first U.S. coin to depict a historical figure. Fast forward to 1959, the reverse design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, marking the 150th anniversary of his birth. The Lincoln Memorial Penny, minted from 1980 to 2007, is a perfect blend of history and artistry. On the obverse, we have Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro, beautifully showcases the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln seated inside the memorial. These pennies were minted primarily in 3 locations: Philadelphia, in mint mark, while those from Denver bear a small d, and those from San Francisco bear. And let's talk about the materials. Up until 1982, these pennies were made primarily of copper, but due to rising costs, the composition changed mid-year to a copper-plated zinc. This shift is crucial for collectors, as it impacts the weight and sometimes the value of the coins. A pre-1982 copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while a post-1982 zinc penny weighs around 2.5 grams. When sorting through your collection, a simple scale can help you distinguish between the two. Now, let's address the key dates and varieties. While most pennies from this era are common, there are few exceptions. For example, the 1982 penny comes in 7 different varieties due to the composition change and different mint marks. Additionally, look out for the 1983 double die reverse and the 1995 double die obverse, which are highly sought after by collectors. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rarities, they can be worth significantly more than face value. Even in circulated condition, these varieties can fetch a premium. Penny. Finally, errors and varieties. These are coins that have something unique due to a mistake during the minting process. Popular errors include double dies, where the images on the coin are doubled. The 1995 double die obverse penny, for example, can be worth up to $50 or more depending on its condition. So, how can you find out the value of your Lincoln Memorial pennies? Start by checking the date and mint mark. Then, examine the coin's condition. Finally, look for any errors or unique characteristics. There are many online resources and coin collecting books that provide detailed information on penny values. One of my favorites is A Guidebook of United States Coins, also known as the Red Book. It's a fantastic resource for coin values and history. Remember, the thrill of coin collecting often lies in the hunt and the history behind each piece. Even if you don't find a high-value penny, you're holding a small piece of American history. Lincoln Memorial pennies are not just for serious collectors. They're accessible, abundant, and a great way to start a coin collection. You can find them in your pocket change, at local coin shops, or even at coin shows. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner, the Lincoln Memorial Penny offers a fascinating glimpse into American history and the art of coinage. The Lincoln Memorial Penny was first minted in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the wheat cent, which had been in circulation since 1909. The new reverse design featured the Lincoln Memorial, making it a fitting tribute to one of America's greatest presidents. The 1959 penny marked the beginning of a new era. These coins were minted from 1959 to 2008, making them a staple in American pocket change for nearly 50 years. But not all Lincoln Memorial pennies are created equal. Some are worth much more than just 1 cent. Let's explore why. There are several factors that determine the value of a Lincoln Memorial penny: the year it was minted, its mint mark, its condition, and any errors or varieties it may have. Let's break these down. First, let's talk about the year. Most Lincoln Memorial pennies are only worth their face value of 1 cent. However, certain years have pennies that are more valuable due to lower mintages or specific errors. For example, pennies from 1970, 1982, and 1995 have some varieties that can be quite valuable. Next up is the mint mark. Lincoln Memorial pennies were minted at several locations, indicated by a small letter on the coin. No letter means it was minted in Philadelphia. D stands for Denver, and S stands for San Francisco. Generally, pennies from San Francisco, particularly those from the early years, tend to be more valuable. Condition is another critical factor. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Even a common penny can fetch a higher price if it's in pristine condition. Investing in a good magnifying glass and even a grading service can pay off if you suspect you have a high grade. The Lincoln Memorial Penny, featuring the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was minted from 1959 to 2008. These pennies are not just common currency, they can also be valuable collector's items, depending on their condition. But what exactly do we mean by condition? In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. The condition of a coin is determined by its grade, which is a measure of how well preserved a coin is. The grading scale ranges from poor to perfect uncirculated. Let's break down some of these grades and what to look for. First, let's talk about the circulated grades. These are coins that have been used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear. A coin in good condition will have a lot of wear. The details will be heavily worn, and you might see major elements of the design, like Lincoln's face or the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, but they'll be flat and lacking detail. Next up, we have very good and fine. These coins still show significant wear, but more details are visible. For example, Lincoln's face and the memorial will be more defined, though still worn. You'll see even more detail, though the high points will be smoothed. As we move up the scale, we get to very fine and extremely fine coins. In these grades have moderate wear on the high points, but most of the details are still clear. You might see some softness in the details, while coins will have sharper features with slight wear on the highest points. Now, let's talk about uncirculated. These coins have very slight wear, mostly on the highest points of the design. They often look almost new but might have minor signs of handling. Finally, we have the uncirculated grades, ranging from mint state to the perfect. These coins have no wear and retain their original mint luster. Coins might have minor contact marks from the minting process, while coins are flawless, with no signs of wear or handling. Luster is another critical factor. It's the way light reflects off the coin's surface. Uncirculated pennies will have a bright, shiny appearance, while circulated ones will look dull and worn. If you're serious about collecting, consider investing in a coin grading.